I think one gets the idea that that's the impression, misconception of the life. Thank you. Is that women play a very secondary role. I think it's one of the.
There are a few myths that surround Islam, and this one of women is one of them. The other one is the image of the Islam conquered by sword, militancy. And this has largely come in because of Islam's rapid spread to many lands. It has come up against cultural situations. And Islam itself is not a cultural religion. Like in this country, when I speak to many African people, they perceive it as an Indian religion. They say, no, it's not an Indian religion. We happen to be Asians, whose forefathers were converted in India to the religion we've come in here. So in certain cultures, like our forefathers were Hindus, and for example, what is the status that used to exist years ago as far as the women is concerned. So some of these cultural things that kind of inherited, which has no place for it on a legal basis, has been taken as representative of Islam and the religion. And this question on women that you rightly pointed out is one of those very important ones. That one and the other one about this image with the sword. Everything was conquered with the sword, militancy.
Now, the conversion process, what sort of thing is involved in that?
It's very simple, ma'am. You see, in Islam, number one is that we have the same concept of God. So I start explaining to you, number one, the concept of God. We say we all believe in God. But if I told you, I said, you see, God Almighty is not like a man. He's not like a monkey. He's not like an elephant. He's not like a snake. He's not like anything we can think or imagine. He is absolutely a spiritual being, immaterial, ethereal. So I said, no, I accept that. They say, I accept that. I said, no, in that case, you are a Muslim. But you might have got the wrong label on. If you accept that, it's right, you are a Muslim. But now, with that goes certain obligation. You believe in God? You said, yes. I said, you see, God Almighty, He doesn't leave man alone. This most complex machinery, man. Every little thing that we make, we have instruction book. You know how to use the washing machine, how to use the hair dryer, everything has got an instruction book. This most complex machine, man, no instruction book? I said, no, it must have an instruction book. So I said, this instruction book was given by God Almighty through the prophets. He's telling you that this machine of mine, I am now gifting you with. This machine, thou shalt not commit adultery, don't pollute it that way, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that, and what things you ought to do and what you ought not to do. This is the instruction book. If you want this machine to last and prosper, this is how you use it. So we said the instructions were given by God Almighty through the prophets. These were made to finally on a higher spiritual revelation. And they in turn, they come to us on our human level, on our regular 600 miles an hour sound wave from electromagnetic waves of the spiritual world. So it tells you not commit adultery, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, thou shalt not kill. Now, that is how the man that man is speaking the words of God, but he is not God. We must love them, respect them, revere them, follow them, but worship none of them. You say, no, I accept that. I say, you are a Muslim. So it's just now whatever label, you might have a different label on. You call yourself a Jehovah's Witness or a Seventh-day Adventist or a Hindu, whatever. If you think like me, you are a Muslim. You might have a wrong label on. In the house of Islam, we are the closest to the Jew, religiously, and we are also closest to the Christians. This sounds like an anomaly. Oil and water, we are closest to both. How can you be? I says, no. In the concept of the divinity, the Jew says God Almighty is absolutely unique. He has no partners, he has no sons. God is not seen at any time. No man can see God and live. And we give our hand of acceptance to the Jew that we believe as we believe. He says no eating of the flesh of swine. We say we won't eat it. He says no eating of blood. We say we won't touch it. He says circumcision. We say we're all circumcised. Come on, what more do you want? The only real difference we have with the Jew is not religious. It is political. We are both fighting for a piece of land.